I didn't have an easy experience. I didn't come in as a top-rated recruit. I didn't come in with the opportunity to play right away. I had to earn it.
I appreciate it. I'm nowhere else. I'm in the present. It's probably the best part about my life is that to be in the present. You talk about how do you enjoy your life? How do you find balance? Right? It's to live in the present. To live like a kid. Like, why do kids have so much fun? Because they just care about what they're doing.
It's a matter of what's important to you. Mm-hmm. And what's important to you. For whatever reason, you know, I felt like I didn't feel good about myself if I wasn't doing everything I could to be the best version of myself. Mm-hmm. If I felt like I left anything on the table, it would eat away at me. I wouldn't be able to look myself in the mirror. Right? So the reason why I can retire now and be completely comfortable about it, because I know that I've done everything I could to be the best basketball player I could be. And so that's where it comes from for me. You can't leave any stone unturned.
As a driver, I change, I improve all the time through experiences, not race by race, not just race by race, but in life. You know, I'm taking all these different experiences, positive or negative, extracting the best bits out of them, learning, becoming older and wiser. I think I'm quite wise for my age. I think I still got a long way to go, but then when it comes to driving, I excel. I push beyond the limits. When I'm training, I go beyond the pain barriers. I just do everything I can to make sure that when I arrive at the racetrack, I've already got 2-3 tenths on the other guys.
I think of myself as the greatest person that I can be. That's it. I'm not going to go out on out on a limb and say I'm the greatest this or that. I was a kid with a dream. That's it. And the people before me set the bar so high, and I was a little kid that wasn't afraid to dream as big as I could, and that's really it. Like you said, like we were talking before, I was dedicated, I was hardworking, and that put me in the shoes where I am now.
I have to tell each and every one of you that it doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, your age, you can achieve anything that you set your mind to. And I always say, if I can do it, anyone can do it. And the reason that I always say that, because I didn't grow up with things being handed to me. I had to work hard, I had to dedicate myself, and I had to be determined, and I was. Even outside of sport, it could be education, it could be business, it could be anything. It requires discipline and hard work and determination. Most importantly, it requires self-belief, because like me, some people might not believe in you, but you have to believe in you. And sometimes you're going to be your own cheerleader, and you have to be your biggest and your best cheerleader. So to all you young athletes, take that to heart and never stop believing in yourself, and really always support who you are.
This thing, you're doing it for yourself. You're not doing it for anybody else. Yes, your family supports you. Yes, your friends support you, but you're doing it for yourself at the end of the day. And you're the only one who's going out there on the track. So you gotta motivate yourself, and you gotta want it as much as everybody else on the track. So I've learned that, so it's easier now. So when people say, this season, oh, you're saying it's not running as fast as you should, it doesn't bother me, because I've been through this already. And I know what they're gonna say all the time. But I know what I'm capable of, and I know what I can do, so.
It's very important for me. I'm always a competitive player. Not just in the games, I'm in the training, I'm like that. In the home, with my sisters, with my mom, with my nephews, I'm always try to competitive hard and try to win. I'm like that. I'm never change because I like this. I like what I do. I like my life. I'm a happy person. So competitive is part of my life. So in Madeira, in Madrid, in England, I always want to win, I always competitive person, so it's part of me.
You all have dreams. You all have vision in life of what you want to be, to become a priceless, precious diamond. You all are talented. You all are sent down by God with some or the other talent. We just need to identify that, and then from an uncut, unpolished diamond to become a polished, priceless diamond. It is a process, it's a journey where the path won't be easy. Sometimes when you're trying to do certain things, there might be obstacles. Don't give up, don't find shortcuts. I think it is important to follow the right path always. And in tough times, tough men last. So I'm very, very confident that if you follow the right things in life, you would be able to achieve your dreams.
I don't think we're necessarily bigger than the sport. I just think that we've had so much success in the sport. And I think it's in the way we've done it. Whether it's through just pure dominance, or maybe someone may have a more flashy personality as well as dominating. Some people are, they may do it differently than anyone's ever seen it done before in the past. And I think that's where I think people kind of gravitate towards. What Messi and Ronaldo are doing now in soccer is just phenomenal, but two different ways of doing it, right? And then you have Jordan coming into the league. He did it completely different than anybody else. And then when I came into golf, I done it differently because no one had ever trained. No one ever lifted weights. No one ever ran miles. No one ever did wind sprints. No one ever did any of those things in golf, so I did it differently. And I had the success doing it differently. And I think that's what people sometimes see and have gravitated towards.
Today we do 5 routines on beam, and I used to do 7. So I could do more than he was asking to. I don't mind working hard. I don't complain that I work hard. I think that you have to work hard to get to that level. I think that I'm not looking for the easy way to do things, and I'm proud about that.
I never said I was a checkers player. I'm a chess player. I play chess. Every move is calculated. But the fans should have thought about that when I was running through everybody at one particular time. So now I'm just older and wiser. I'm older and wiser. It's like fine wine. I get better with time.
I'm in phenomenal shape, in body and mind. To me, what's unhealthy is living an unhealthy life. To me, what's unhealthy is getting up and going through the same day, every day of your life, 9 to 5, in an office or in a, you know, that's unhealthy. That beats your mind. I don't work. I love what I do, and that's why I'm doing what I love. You know what I mean? That's why it's become a career for me, because I love it. I love what I do. So I don't think it's unhealthy. I feel good in my mind. I mean, it's my life.
I was never the most naturally talented junior, but I did work a lot harder than anybody else. I've always had the drive to want to be the best at whatever I've done. Snooker was the sport I chose, so you know I channeled all that energy in there. And when I was 10 or 11, I was good, but I wasn't the best 11-year-old around. But then gradually, as I got a bit older, by 13, I was ready to be a professional, really. So I was a bit of a freak in a way, because a lot of the pros, you know, I was beating them when I was 13. So.
Very important, and I also come back to chess, to learn how to recognize your own strengths and weaknesses. This is, in fact, the vital part of preparation for a big match. And for anything in life. We always try to study our opponents, we always try to study the battlefield, we always try to study all the circumstances surrounding our venture or endeavor. But very often we forget to study ourselves. And this is very important, because any choice of a ground for a battle, or type of strategy we want to employ, depends on our recognition of our strengths and weaknesses. And this is a process of constant reevaluation, because life is changing very fast, and our opponents looking at our success, studying it, and trying to be smart and outsmart us eventually. And we can look at the history and just to find a number of situations where the inability to recognize strengths and weaknesses led to an eventual disaster.